Dr. Zakir, could you explain the term kafara? And furthermore, could you also let our viewers know what is the expiation for a person who has sexual intercourse whilst fasting during the month of Ramadan?
The word kafara is derived from the word kufr, which means to conceal, which means to hide, which means to cover. And in context of fasting, kafara for fasting is done when a person willfully breaks the fast by having a sexual intercourse. When a man has sexual intercourse with his wife while fasting, while keeping a fard fast, that's fasting in the month of Ramadan, then there should be kafara. As far as what is the kafara, it's mentioned clearly in Sahih Bukhari, volume number 3, in the book of fasting, hadith number 1936, where a person comes to Prophet Muhammad ﷺ and he says that, "O Messenger of Allah, I am ruined. I am ruined." Prophet asks, "What happened?" So he says that I had sexual intercourse with my wife while I was fasting. He approached the Prophet and said, "I had sexual intercourse with my wife while I was fasting." So the Prophet asked him that, "Can you manumit a slave? Can you free a slave?" So he said, "No." Then the Prophet asks him that, "Can you fast for 2 consecutive months? Can you fast for 60 days together?" So he said, "No." Then the Prophet asks him that, "Can you feed 60 poor people?" The man replies, "No." So then a person comes and gives a basket of date to the Prophet. The Prophet hands this over to the man and says that, "Give this to the poor people and that will be a kafara." So the man asks that, "Should I give to a person who is poorer than my family?" Prophet says, "Yes." So then the person says, "I vow by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I don't know of any family which is poorer than my family between the 2 hills and mountains of Medina." So the Prophet smiles till his molar are seen and he says, "Give it to your family." So from this hadith we come to know that once a person breaks the fast, purposely by having a sexual intercourse with his wife, the first thing he should do is that he should compensate the fast as early as possible, but naturally before the next Ramadan. Number 2, he should give kafara. So from the hadith we come to know that there are 3 options given. Number 1 is he should free a slave, or number 2, he can fast consecutively for 60 days. Continuously he should fast for 60 days together without any break. Or he should feed 60 poor people. And most of the scholars agree that it is not he can choose any one of the 3. Some scholars say yes, he can choose any one of the 3. But the real ruling is he should try and do the first one, he should free a slave. If he cannot free a slave, then he should fast for 2 months consecutively, continuously. If he cannot do that, then the option is that he can feed 60 people. So this is as far as the kafara is concerned.